We're at the sweetest place on earth, Hershey, Pennsylvania, famous for their Chocolate World amusement park and other attractions. But today, since June is National Rose Month, we came to Hershey Gardens for the renowned roses, butterfly atrium, and much more. But before we start our adventure, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now follow me as we explore the gardens. We entered the butterfly atrium and it's overwhelming. There's so many butterflies flying around, landing on plants, landing on fruit and water things that it's just absolutely stunning. If you're not afraid of flying insects, this is a really cool place to check out. The chrysalis cabinet has butterflies at many different stages, from the egg, the pupa, to a full adult, so it's really cool to see the different stages of its life form. This is huge. I mean, I know the camera adds maybe like 10 pounds, but this is real life. This is how big this moth is, about the size of my hand. Of course, wherever I go, I have to make a friend, and this is the friend I made. I think I'm going to call him Bluey because when he opens up, he has beautiful blue colored wings. I think Bluey and I have become attached, and unfortunately can't keep him. So I'm giving him a 5-minute warning, and then we're going to have to part ways. The garden started in 1937 with just 3.5 acres, and it originally was just solely a rose garden. But they have since expanded to 23 acres, and there's many gardens to explore. But they have thousands and thousands of different roses to see, and when you enter through the visitor center or the main building, it is just breathtaking. So we definitely need to see the roses first, since they're full bloom and they're peaking at this moment. The early beginnings of this garden are really remarkable. In fact, Milton S. Hershey was approached by Washington, D.C. to sponsor a garden in D.C. And since he's more of a community person, he wanted to honor his wife as well as the Hershey community, he decided to have the garden right here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. When the garden first started, there were maybe thousands of different roses, and now it's tens of thousands, and all of different varieties. But there's one in particular you should take a note of, which is Catherine Hershey's rose, which is a special dedication to the roses that she liked. And these are the Perfectly Peach Rose that was dedicated to Catherine, who was the wife of Milton Hershey. I don't know. I mean, these are in the rose garden, but they don't look anything like their traditional rose, but I'm kind of loving it. I'm seeing and learning about something new. These roses are amazing. I mean, just wow, really stunning. We could spend the whole day in the rose garden just by itself. But we see that there is a children's garden, and supposedly it's chocolate themed, so we have to see if it lives up to the hype. So follow me as we head that way. The children's garden is fantastic, and it definitely lives up to the hype that they incorporated Hershey products like the Hershey Kisses and the Twizzler fences. And there's a lot of different interactive exhibits, so it's fun for the whole family. This is what I call John's Symphony number 5. Voila.
Are you still workshopping that?
A little bit. I may need a couple other people to assist.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I would get a standing ovation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right next to the children's garden is a student garden. But what's really cool about the student garden is that it's grown by local elementary schools. And it's really interesting to see how much they've grown. And of course, they're learning a lot about horticulture. This is a fun way down. Feel like a child in a treehouse. Pretzel maze. There's nothing more iconic in Pennsylvania than a good pretzel. Feel like I'm walking through the movie set of The Field of Dreams. Oh, it's so wonderful back here. As we approach the outer gardens and the Arboretum on a beautiful day, it's just a great spot to just relax, maybe even have a little bit of a snack as well. But you just got to soak in the sunshine and enjoy nature in all its beauty. Those of you that are geology enthusiasts and love rocks, they have a rock garden. So if you want to get inspired and see what rock displays they have, this is the place. To be honest, I really don't know what I was expecting for the rock garden. Maybe giant rock monuments or formations. They have some rocks with plants, bushes, and trees, and then of course a really cool labyrinth, but it's very peaceful and tranquil. But yours truly is going to head into the labyrinth. We found this giant weeping beech tree, and yes, this is just one tree. Provides beautiful shade, arbor and bench, that way you can just relax. But as we're sitting here, a couple things to note about the gardens. There is a ticket to get into the gardens itself, but we recommend looking for those combo deals. That way you can combo maybe a park and another attraction with the gardens, and that may give you the better deal. We'll provide the link below in the description, but that's what we would recommend doing. And this provides a nice way to kind of unwind from the day, either in the afternoon or in the morning. But we're going to relax here for a moment and then continue on our way. Tucked away in the back of the garden is the Milton S. Hershey Tribute Garden, and it has his roses as well as his wife Catherine's roses. It's a little more secluded, but you get to enjoy both the roses and really appreciate everything that Milton Hershey did to make this garden happen. One thing to be aware of is that there's no cafe or restaurant on the premises, but you can bring in your own food and make a little bit of a snack or a little bit of a picnic with it. The other thing to note is, especially on a hot day like this, bring sunscreen. They do have umbrellas that you can use to shield yourself from the UV light. So you just want to be prepared of the weather conditions as well as the food situation. That concludes our tour of the gardens. The butterfly atrium and the rose garden were probably the top highlights. I mean, this place is open year-round. They have rotating gardens, so there's something to see every time you're here. And on a sunny day, there's plenty of shaded spots that you can sit down and relax. The only thing that's a little disappointing is there aren't any food options on premises, but you can make do, grab something and make a picnic out of it. So that's always something that's fun, but just be aware that they don't have any food here. We have many things coming along in the channel, so don't forget to like and subscribe. That way you can stay tuned for future adventures. But until next time, keep on exploring.